Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you again. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah. All right. Amazing Manchester derby, but that's not what I want to ask you. I don't want to ask you that. Okay, let's talk about the Liverpool game earlier on today. Amazing goal from Jota, Nunes, and of course Salah rounding it up, making it 3-0 against Nottingham Forest at Anfield. So I'd like to get your thoughts on that amazing victory for Liverpool.
Yeah, it was a bullish win for Liverpool and Klopp. And you know that it's now certain that Klopp 2.0 is at work. Why am I saying this? Because this is for the eighth consecutive times Liverpool has won their games at Anfield. Okay, and at the same time you've seen Mo Salah for the last 5 games he's been scoring. Okay, and almost assisting for every game. And today was one of those games that Nottingham Forest were looking like a championship side today. They couldn't just do anything. Okay, and we saw the class out there with Liverpool, even though before the game there were some issues, and we were thinking that those issues was going to affect the performance. One being Liverpool fans raising the Palestinian flags, and it caused so much chaos in the stadium way before the game started. In fact, from outside Anfield, outside the stadium, that reaction had already started, and people were feeling like, oh, come on. So the police, the stewards were just after fans that were raising the Palestinian flag, okay? But that's another story for another day, maybe somewhere else, because if I should just add this, during the time of Ukraine, when fans were raising the flags of Ukraine, I did not see any steward go to meet people to pull down flags of Ukraine. But why then the flags of Palestine? That aside. Okay. But then we also had the news where the prolific midfielder of Liverpool, the Colombian guy, what's his name again? Help me with his name. I can't remember now. But the Colombian guy, his father was kidnapped. Actually, the report said that his parents, okay, were kidnapped. I'm talking about Luis. His parents were kidnapped in Colombia, and it's made him not to make the match day. And you saw the goal by Jota, and that's so good of him, where he scored the goal and he brought out the jersey of Luis Diaz, and he showed it and was in solidarity with him and giving him support out there. Okay, so but then it was a good game. They scored 3, clean sheet for Alisson. They had their 3 points, and they are just 3 points behind the league leaders, Tottenham Hotspur. And it makes so much sense right now, because at the end of the day today, when you look at the table, you find out that the serious clubs are the ones pushing out for the top 4. I'm talking about Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool. And it's looking so far for clubs over there to make it to the top 4. How can you from the 12th position? We've played 10 games already, and December is just by the corner. So how will you be languishing and wallowing around 12th, 13th position, and you want to make it to top 4? My brother, that will beat the law of football.
All right. Okay. Now moving on from there, permit me to digress a little. Now let me just ask you a little question about the Manchester derby, which was against United and City. What's your take on that?
Okay, it happened. They felt like they are the Manchester United, but man, come on. Manchester United, I like words for Manchester United right now. And come to think of it, why would you be losing 3-0 in the theater of dreams? It does not make sense. Yes, one might say, okay, it's Manchester City. But come on, Manchester City played against Arsenal. You saw, what's his name? Gabriel and, what's his name? Why am I forgetting names today? Holding him so tight that he could not move. But today...
And Saliba.
And Saliba, my brother, holding him so tight and he could not move. And today we were thinking like, okay, some persons were like, okay, Maguire, because of what happened during the Champions League. And unfortunately for Manchester United, why would I say unfortunately? Yes, it's their defender. They brought him back. I mean, Evans. Yes, they brought him back. And unfortunately, you saw these guys were not holding him down. And come to think of it, why would you be dribbled? You are known as a dribbler. I'm talking about Antonio. You are known as a dribbler. And you got dribbled today and you started fighting. Okay? And that questions his character. I'm sorry to make this statement. It might not be cool for other people out there. Yeah. That questions his character. Why would you be showing so much aggression at a time like this that you have a case to answer for rape and assault, physical assault to your girlfriend, and you got dribbled? The thing you love doing, you like to shame people on the pitch, and you got dribbled and you started fighting. It says a lot.
Yes. And eyes are watching.
Yes. So that could be a case. That could be a case that might be brought to court. And the whole world saw it. You can't deny it. So going back to the game, it was a pitiful game for Manchester United. They could not wait for the game to end. In fact, if you have any Manchester United fan out there, please check up on that person. Call the person on the phone right now, because the person might just be losing his breath right now. It was an awful performance by Manchester United.
Okay, moving on from there, let me, I'm very much interested in your comments about the Manchester derby. That's why, because Liverpool, they are already successful, so we don't need to talk much about them. That's why I had to digress. So now, moving on from there, let me ask you one question about this United side. What do you really feel went wrong on their part? Because looking at the game, I feel that Ten Hag, for one to be a good coach, it's not out of place for you to watch what people who have told that line maybe that you're about to did, and then learn some lessons. Like they watched, I believe they are aware of the Arsenal game against Manchester City, and they saw how Arsenal beat these guys. I didn't feel it's out of place for Ten Hag to have watched that match over with his boys and then try to pick out one or two things. So now that's my own view. Now, what do you really feel United should have done, at least to be better prepared for this City side?
Better defense, okay? They say the best form of attack is defense. The best form of defense is attack, okay? You must make sure that your defense is cool. Today, we saw the lapses almost everywhere around the defense, okay? Manchester City were running everywhere behind the player. They were just making those moves that you just be wondering, come on. And we need to also give credit to Onana. The Onana that people were shouting or calling Blue Mother on his head, today saved them. It could have been 7-0 today. It could have been. Look at the saves that he made today.
Even denied Haaland a hat-trick.
Yes, yes. So I think it's from, you already know that there is a fundamental issue with Manchester United. We cannot take that away from us. Look at even the Amrabat, that when he came in, when he started, it was all gloomy. Look at Casemiro. It tells you that there is something fundamental with Manchester United. And I must say this. I think the coach has not gotten the jig. He has not gotten the puzzle together. He does not know what to do. Individually, Manchester United have players out there. But then you ask, if you don't have somebody like Ten Hag or Pochettino, who will be playing, who will be around the 8th and 10th position of the or 12th position of the league? So you still need these people out there so that the game that we love will be fun. Okay, so you can't hide away. I think at the end of the day, if Manchester United are patient, mind you, Ten Hag back in Ajax, he did so well. Okay, and look at, since he left, it's been a turmoil for Ajax. Yeah. Today, Ajax are sitting pretty cool at the top, at the bottom of the table. Today they lost another one, 5-2 to PSV Eindhoven, and since he left the club, you can see that the club has been going down. That also tells you that, see, at the end of the day, he's a good coach, but you ask the question, do Manchester United have enough time to give him? I don't think the answer is yes.
All right, now let's move over to the City side. We know City have been formidable. They have been a formidable force to reckon with. And it's not just this season, even seasons past. Now, have you, as a fan, a football fan, have you noticed any weakness in City that some clubs really need to apply? Any weakness in City that you have noticed?
Weakness in City is if you can be able to hold on, as it stands right now, if you can be able to hold on Haaland, hold him down so well, and maybe the center of the pack, As in, I mean the center of the midfield. Okay, I think you are good to go. One might be also okay. Calling about Rodri. Yes, we know when he was out, it was difficult for them. But then, if you are able to make sure that they don't come inside your box, you try to hold them down, you are good to go. Especially for a club that can play on the counter too. Mind you, they want to come out, they want to press you, and if you are able to cut off that line, make sure that you frustrate them, just like what happened during the Arsenal game. They were so frustrated, and you saw what happened. So if you can contain them from the front, you are good to go. I don't think that City back is that excellent. They can be beaten on a good day, and you saw it during Manchester United Arsenal game. And even from the records right now, 10 games have been played, and City has lost 2 games. I'm not talking about draw. They've lost 2 games, and they are sitting on 24 points. Am I right?
Yeah.
Or thereabout. Okay, so they've lost 2 games. Unlike Arsenal, look at Arsenal, look at Tottenham. They are still unbeaten in 10 games. So that tells you that City can be beaten. And if these 2 clubs show momentum, show steadfastness, it might be another season that something might happen. It might be that season. Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, what advice do you have for Ten Hag in this current situation he has found himself?
Advice, you get a CBO. Because right now you just ask the question. Yes, like I said, the individual players are out there. Okay, we've seen flashes of what he can do. Okay, but then you question, how is he gonna? Will he have enough time? And the question is, he does not have enough time. So what am I saying? I'm saying that he needs more time with his players. I think he needs more time with his players. He needs to call them out. This is not just about tactics. I think it is now more of making them know their worth, know the club that they play for. Okay. And things should be able to move fine, because we are talking about Manchester United. I can't oversay this. An average Manchester United team does not even need you to be good tactically. On their minds, they know that, look at the club I am playing for, Manchester United, the theater of dreams for that matter. OT, how can you just come to OT and beat them 3-0? Come on, it doesn't make sense.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us.
Sure.